what kind of TV deal they have. Are they going to travel like WCW did back in the day, basically when they started doing the Nitros? Do they do the Impact formula and MLW formula and film an X amount of NXT formula and film an X amount of TV at one place? And Ring of Honor too, to be fair. Film TV at one place to be cost effective, and then, because you got to figure the production and the crew and everything is going to cost money. So, or do they travel every week, but they travel every week for right now to smaller venues? Do they travel now to smaller venues where they may not have the 10,000 seats that were like at Sears Center, but they'll have 5,000, 2 to 5,000 people, which there's nothing wrong with that. So, really, and that's even cost effective too, because those smaller buildings cost less money. But now, what are they paying these wrestlers? I mean, this is definitely more stuff that I'm going to get into a little bit later after we have the interview here with in just a little bit. But Sass or Rivera, yes, very good time to be a wrestling fan. Absolutely. Like I had just said before, and I've said it over and over again. And thank you for the follow, Dan. I'll be talking to you in a little bit, but thank you for the follow so much. It's really appreciated. And spread the word if you like what I'm doing here. And that goes for any of you. Thank you so much. Anyway, and here's, obviously for the younger fan like myself, I guess, I'm 30, so it's like, where do I go with this? But the Attitude Era was it. I was a fan of wrestling from the time that I was 3 years old. 1991 Survivor Series was the first event that I remember watching. Hulk Hogan getting tombstoned by The Undertaker on a chair. 1, 2, 3. Hulkamania is dead. That's the one that I remember, but from what my mother used to tell me, I've been watching since the time I was 2. But I've seen a lot of good wrestling. I've seen a lot of bad wrestling. You even look back at the Attitude Era. It's a lot of characters, but a lot of bad wrestling and, definitely stuff that pushed the envelope, which is okay. But, it's, for the new fan, right? For the brand new fan that's kind of really getting into it, you're getting into it at the right time right now. Because, alright, you've watched good wrestling. If with WWE, you've watched okay. But now you're about to see something completely different. If you haven't watched Impact already. If you haven't watched MLW already. If you haven't watched Ring of Honor already. You're about to see something that you're going to talk about, and people like myself are going to talk about for a long time to come. And hopefully it lasts for a long time. Whether it be ratings wars, whether it be, like I said, we're pretty much entering the era of pro wrestling right now, where free agencies, it's because of the way social media is right now versus when the Attitude Era happened. Free agency is going to be treated like a pro sports thing. You're going to be seeing companies like, I'll just say right now, MLW has been posting several different signings, but they're not exclusive, at least the one. So they'll be posting, hey, we signed this person. It's already been reported that All Elite Wrestling has one signing already, outside of, again, the usual suspects. Who are they working with right now? And this, so who's going to be courted by WWE? I just saw a wild report about Kenny Omega after Wrestle Kingdom. WWE's buying his plane ticket to go over to Stanford and negotiate a deal. I'll believe it when I see it. Now, Kenny Omega, that's a big piece. And I called it from when the match is going to start. Kenny Omega is going to be dropping the belt And I thought he was going to be signed with All Elite, but now I can't even imagine the money that they're going to offer Kenny Omega to go to there. Oh my God. Like, the money between all these companies, now that Sinclair's spending more and everything, it's going to be insane. The amount of money that's being thrown around there between Sinclair, between the Khan family and All Elite Wrestling, and WWE. Like, can you, if you're a talent, if you're a television talent, like right now, established television talent, you're kind of figuring out where you're going to go, you're hitting the jackpot right now. Not that, during different eras you couldn't make money, but right now you're hitting the jackpot because the money is just coming in droves. And that's great. But it also means that other talents need to get out there and step up, like Cassius Ohno had said. So, oh my God. So, let me actually get to a break right now. When we come back on the other side, we should be joined by Barrington Hughes, Santeria Cortez, and Dan Ragu. We'll be joined by them right after this. And with that, we are back with Open Mic Wrestling Night here on Twitch. And if you're not listening to me live, if you're not watching me live, I should say, you will be listening to me live on Filling the Void Podcast Network. You could also follow this show on Spotify, and you can also follow the show on iHeartRadio. So be sure to go do that if you haven't already. So we're waiting on the three of them to get to be calling in. No problem whatsoever. Sometimes that happens, and Sasso Rivera, thank you for the follow as well. I greatly appreciate that. I had 2 follows this episode. This is really good. If you're enjoying what you're seeing and my commentary, everything of that sort, be sure to spread the word. That's really how things happen, is the word of mouth. I've been doing the podcasting for about, let's see, it's 2019 now, so about 9 years or so, on and off. So now I'm rebuilding it through Twitch and everything else. So actually, if you like that match, there will be more to come. I'm actually I'm waiting for permission to be granted from other talents so that I can share their videos as well. Because that's important to me. I can go on and say, oh, well, look at this match. But if they don't know, I'd like them to know that I'm going to share it. If they don't want me to, that's fine. Even though it's on YouTube, I can get it. But I like the talents to know that this is what's going to be. And now I'm joined right now at this time by Dan Ragu and Barrington Hughes. Gentlemen, thank you so much for taking the time.
Just a quick little heads up there. The name is Dan Ragu, as in like pasta sauce, so I do it better.
Okay. I don't doubt that whatsoever. Well, either way, thank you all so much for joining me, and we'll be joined by Santeria Cortez in a moment. No problem whatsoever there. Again, thank you all so much for coming on. Now, let me just get this started off at the top, and Barrington, I'll start with you on this one, because at the top I was discussing about All Elite Wrestling and everything that now the wrestling world is being really shaken up right now with everyone's so interested in what's going to go on in not only that company, but obviously WWE and other companies, including MLW and very much in the like, for a talent. And I believe we're joined by Santeria Cortez now. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you for having me.
Oh, of course. Thanks for making it. All right, but yeah, Barrington, with the excitement in the world of pro wrestling, again, I'll start with you. For a talent, what does this mean for you? Like, all this hype around pro wrestling again, just everyone's going to be hunting for the next great talent, and just promotions are going to be coming after other talents. What does it mean for a talent like you to have this kind of flavor, if you will, in the landscape?
Honestly, it's a great thing to have because, it opens up other avenues for everybody. it's not just one product and you're forced to tune in. This is what you get. Now everybody, hey, I like a little bit of this style, or I like a little bit of that style, or I like the death match, or I like strong style. Everybody gets their taste now. Everybody gets their flavor, and everybody's happy. Of course, you're still going to have your miserable fans that are going to complain about everything, but this is almost a modern throwback to the territory times, where you had your regional promotions, you had your certain areas, and people would just rotate and you get different opportunities elsewhere. So for talent, it's great because we can now expand again and be independent workers. We can be independent contractors. We can be true independent wrestlers and not say that our only goal is to get to WWE. Not saying if that's your goal, hey, do Hebrew all day.
Right.
Me personally, that's not my goal. My goal to Japan, my goal is to travel the world and to be a well-respected and well-paid independent wrestler.
Yeah, absolutely. And for a talent, I can't even imagine right now. And Santeria, I'll ask you the same question. What's your take on that?
Falls in line with what Barrington is saying. I think there's a lot of opportunities now for people at all levels in independent wrestling. It's up to you as an individual to market yourself and promote yourself and give your best to whatever company you go to. That's not just the 10, 20 minutes that you're in the ring performing. If you're allotted that opportunity, it's what you can do before and after the show, still breaking down the ring, be a runner, help people out, do whatever is asked of you, and be prepared. Bring extra clothes in your bag. Be prepared to play a role, whatever that role is. Do it to your best ability.
Absolutely. And Dan, I'll ask you that same question as well.
Well, not so much from a talent standpoint, because I feel like I don't give that same as someone like a Santeria Cortez or a Barrington Hughes, but from somebody like me growing up in the era where wrestling basically became the manager or the auxiliary role or the person on the outside, stopped being a more fixture on TV, it's very interesting now to see now there is more, as Barrington Hughes said, there's more of a genre of different things, more back to the territory days where you have different characters, you have different people. So now it's very interesting to see a guy like me 5-10 years ago wouldn't have existed. But now it's a thing where, hey, maybe something like that can happen. Maybe there is a marketplace for that. And especially when you look at people like the gold standard ourselves, I always joke that, we're the group that a lot of people look down upon. We're looked at as, oh, they're not going to do anything. They're not, they don't look like the stars. And now it's, no, we really are, because we believe in ourselves. We know our talents, we know our abilities, and we're going to prove what we have to do. And now the marketplace has that ability. We now have that way to say, pay attention to us. We have your focus. Good. Now we're going to show you why you should be focusing on us. And I think that's actually how the business is turning in as a whole. More people are finally starting to say, yeah, I can finally get ideas and eyes on me. And I like that.
Into that same discussion, obviously a lot of these deals are being signed. MLW announced a couple of them over the last couple of days, the latest being Davey Boy Smith Jr. Being signed to, I guess, a different deal with MLW. But he's allowed to still work in New Japan. Now, Barrington, I don't know what your deal is with MLW, but let me go with Santeria first on this one, because on the emphasis of Dan's point of focus. Do you think it's a good thing that companies like an MLW and like an Impact and like a Ring of Honor, to an extent, are allowing some sort of leniency with talents to go to other places? Would you rather be exclusive to one company? Do you like the idea of being, able to go to other places, or does it hurt like that one brand in particular? What are your thoughts on that?
Like in most things in life, I don't think it's just one answer, like one definitive answer. I think if you're the type of worker that isn't great at marketing yourself or isn't great at promoting yourself or connecting with fans on whatever platform you're allotted, maybe your goal should be to work for one company and they can hone in on that focus and focus you on growing